With me are two of the families who've been involved in this very lengthy campaign. John Teggart, whose father Daniel was shot 14 times, Briege Voyle, whose mother Joan Connolly was the mother of 8, the only female victim of Ballymurphy. We've talked many times, Briege. You've told me about your longing to have your mother's name cleared. What did it mean to have a coroner say that today?
It was just amazing because she just said exactly what we knew, but now the world knows. They all know that my mummy was an innocent woman. She wasn't a gun woman. She was an innocent woman who came out of a place of safety to help a child, and I just cannot believe it. But there's also a sad bit to it, because the soldiers didn't cooperate with us. So the courts, so that meant we're still left with a lot of questions.
Briege, what do you say to people who would point out that it was a very difficult time in Northern Ireland at that stage, and young soldiers, particularly from Britain, found themselves in the middle of turmoil? Do you have any sympathy for them?
Well, to be honest with you, there were paratroopers who should never have been in Belfast. They're a combat group. They were for places where there was big wars. They were sent to Belfast to help make peace, but they didn't. The paratroopers came in and they wreaked havoc around our areas, killing our men, women and children, or leaving them maimed. That should never have been allowed to happen. I am delighted my mummy is innocent, which I've always said she was innocent, and the people in Ireland know she's innocent. I have travelled the world to say that my mummy was innocent, but now a court of law has said it, that my mummy was an innocent woman, and that cannot be taken away from it.
John Teggart, you've been at the forefront of this campaign for 49 years, or the best part of it. Your family must be hugely relieved to hear today that your father has been declared an innocent man.
Yeah, that's what we campaigned for all these years. The determination, the dignity of the families over the years is tremendous. When we started this campaign, it was determination and the anger of what happened to our loved ones. My daddy was murdered 50 years ago. He was shot 14 times. The day after all the hard campaign and after all the hard work, he's declared innocent. She repeated at the end that all the victims were innocent, and it was undue force that was used, and all of them. They were all shot by the army.
The coroner talked today about her hope that you would maybe be able to move on now, find some peace, find some healing. Will it be possible for you to do that now?
It will. No, we can rest. My father can rest in peace. That he's an innocent man. That means a lot to me. Up until now, my grandkids would have been seen in history that he was a gunman. The official verdict today is innocent. My father is innocent of what the lies that was told by generals like Captain Mike Jackson at the time, that all our loved ones were gunmen and gunwomen. That there's been cleared. That's been dumped and threw in the bin. And the lies that was told have been overturned today. That's what our campaign was about. Just we can rest. My father can rest in peace, and I will rest easy now.
Briege, let me ask you just one last question. This coincides, of course, today with mention in the Queen's speech of the possibility of legislation that would end historical prosecutions. How do you feel about that happening on the same day that your loved ones are declared innocent?
I just can't really understand. I think it's from the British government, it's very disrespectful, because realistically they're talking about veterans who've had a life. They came here and they killed our loved ones and they went home and carried on having a life. We have had to live 50 years without our loved ones. My mummy, she's got 24 grandchildren and 20 great-grandchildren, and she would have just had a really good life. And why should they have taken it away from her? We have got justice today to say that she was an innocent woman, but the army won't come forward and tell us why she was shot. Why has anybody got a right to come and murder our loved ones and think that they can just walk away? Murder is murder. Everybody's entitled to justice. Everybody's entitled to a proper investigation. For 50 years we never got it. And we were told that we wouldn't get one now. That's why we went down this route of an inquest.
Briege, thank you very much. John, thank you for talking to us. I know this has been a very long journey for you both.